All right, we are just about ready to go. A couple people still filing in, or at least deciding whether or not they want to leave early for the normal boots panel in the back. So, how's everyone doing? Good. I have wristbands for some of you. Free wristbands. Couple more. Who here was at my panel 4 years ago at SGC 2010? One person.
No, earlier I had to get up for that.
Did you get a wristband?
I don't think so.
You're going to get one just by default because 4 years ago, 10 a.m., I got up at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and SGC 2010 was a lot different than the SGC it is now. It was more based upon the fans of the website coming. So all the fans of the website Friday night thought it was like a slumber party, basically. Stayed up till 4 in the morning. So there was 10, 12 people at my panel Saturday morning. Fortunately, though, of those 10, besides what's your name?
Josh.
Besides awesome Josh. Give it up for Josh right here for being at my panel 10 a.m. on Saturday. I was fortunate also to have Pro JR was at my panel, Spoonie, and James Rolfe. So if you're going to have like 5 people at your panel, that's some good company to have. So we got a lot of stuff lined up here today. We're going to premiere, it's mostly done on New Flea Market Madness if you guys want to see that.
Yeah.
We are going to call Frank live so we can try to do a live Ask Frank. We might try to call Ian during the Q&A portion. No one cares. I don't care about Ian either. We're also going to do the Play the Punk Challenge, which originated here at SGC back in 2010 as well. Yeah? And then we're also going to be, like I said, taking your questions. And also, we're going to be premiering, since I am co-director and co-producer of a little show called The Video Game Years. Anyone familiar with that show? We are going to be showing a segment off from 1985. We're still not done with 84, but 85 is totally edited. So is 86, actually. We're way ahead. Right now, we're producing 87. So we're way ahead. So I'm not sure what to do first, but I don't know. Flea Market Madness first? Video Game Years? What do you guys want to do first? Video Game Years? Okay, we'll start with Video Game Years, which is even mostly me, but that's cool. All right. There you go. That's a little preview from Video Game Years 1985. It's a very collaborative work. If you saw some of the guys on there, you had former Fun Club, president Howard Phillips was there, Chris Kohler and Bob Mackey, who are respected game journalists, the Retroware crew, myself, Ian, Billy, Jay. So yeah, 84 Part 4 I think should be coming out within a week or two, and then we get into 85 and 86, and hopefully till at least 1990, that's the goal, and before our funds run out, and we can't pay editors anymore. But anyway, so we'll do a little Q&A now. If you guys want to raise your hand to ask about Video Game Years, my NES Punk videos, the Completely Necessary podcast, whatever else you want to ask about collecting. Yeah, right here.
Podcast style question.
Podcast question.
Style question.
Style question.
What do you think has caused the Nintendo to never go away as far as a console? Like, it's always seemed to have been popular, even when new generation consoles come out.
Let me call Ian so we can get him on here and sort of do this. You hear that? Okay. Hey Ian, we got a Completely Necessary podcast question for you. What has caused the NES to sort of sustain itself 30 years later and not really go away from the public eye?
Well, because everyone knew it, and it's what everyone grows up with, and I think that the people who didn't grow up with it, like kids who are 13, 14 who get into it through the shop, Nintendo's still around. They want to know where video games came from, and I think that Nintendo is the easy entry point, which is why it never stops being popular.
Yeah, it's sort of the first time we had a whole bunch of video game franchises and recognizable characters. The Atari 2600, what franchises from there do you recognize and see on posters, see on walls? No one cares about Centipede to that much, or Asteroids or Warlords, but Nintendo was the first system that had these identifiable like cartoon characters that you could put on t-shirts, posters, have a breakfast cereal made after. Well, next question.
Every franchise that someone wants to know where the roots came from basically started on that system.
All right, thanks Ian. Well, we'll keep you around for a few more questions. Mega Man in the back.
How did you get introduced and get an NES and start playing it?
The question for me, Ian, not you, is how was I introduced to the NES? Basically, it's kind of weird how I was introduced. So it was like Christmas of like 87. 87 is when a lot of kids started getting the NES. You just started to see like ads, like not just
ads here and there on TV, but like all the newspapers and circulars, I mean, people still get like Sunday circulars, like you get the comic section, then you have like your ads for Target, your ads for like Toys R Us. You would see pictures, service merchandise catalogs, the Sears catalogs you used to get with all the toys. You would see these huge spreads of like something called Nintendo. So that got me into it a little bit to identify with it. But I had a friend named Kevin, who I referenced in a video before, and he had a Nintendo, and I went over to his house that fall, probably 87, and I'll never forget it. We played Kung Fu on his old like 60s, 70s TV, it looked like, while our steak, mashed potatoes, and green peas were sitting on the bar down in the basement. I'll never forget that experience. And after that, I just begged my parents for an NES, basically. All right, next question? Green shirt.
So, I have to know, with the joint video you did with AGN,
Okay.
what is the story behind the gold World Championship cartridge?
What is the story behind the gold championship card? Well, for that, we have to,
And then where is it now?
well, we have to ask Ian, where did the gray card come from, the gray NWC? Real quick.
Yeah, okay, so the great card came from our first location at Little Video Games. Guy came in with a bag of sports games. I was preparing a 360. He dropped it on the counter and said, I need a power supply. Here's a bag of shitty sports games. I opened it up, looked down, sure enough, it was a bag of shitty sports games, but I had stuff to do, so I grabbed him a power adapter, and he walked out the door, and I never saw him again. Half an hour later, I went through his bag of shitty sports games, and the gray NWC was in there. So, I mean, if you don't know what the hell it is, it probably, I mean, with a title like that, it probably does just seem like a shitty sports game.
So basically what happened was Ian texted me a couple of photos on my phone. I still had an old clamshell, wasn't a smartphone, and it was like a close-up of the dip switches. I thought it was like a shelf picture he was sending me, because if you don't know what you're looking at, it looks like just like the ridges look like a shelf on a wall. So he sent me a second picture, and finally it literally took like 30 seconds for it to kick in what I was looking at. So I texted him, I said, you better not be screwing with me. And so I went down to the shop, checked it out, verified it was real, and actually turned on the very first try when we put it in. So basically, I ended up purchasing it in a private deal with the owner of the store. I wrote an article about how I found the gray, and then the owner of the gold, who was one of the original owners, saw my article, got in touch with me, and then we worked out a deal from there for the gold one. So, next question, up front.
When Nintendo made their transition from the NES to the Super Nintendo, did you feel like they lost any of their charm or magic?
Ian, what do you think? Do you think there was some charm loss when they switched from the NES to Super Nintendo?
I think there was what?
Any charm lost? Like, I guess
Yeah, I do. I don't know how to describe it, but that's kind of, I think, why I don't like the Super Nintendo as much. The Super Nintendo, to me, is just flatter, grayer. I don't mean that in terms of, like, color palette or anything, obviously. It's just more vanilla. There's less interesting things. I think by the time they got to the Super Nintendo, they were really settling in to comfortable genres, whereas on the NES, you see all sorts of wacky shit that they would probably never try again. They were experimenting more on the NES. I think that's why I like it. By the time you get to the Super Nintendo, you get great games, but they're not trying to do as much new things with them.
so they were safer. They had their franchises established. So what's an example of a wacky NES game that you would never see on the Super Nintendo, Ian? I'm trying to think one on the top of my head.
Guardian Legend?
Guardian Legend, a game like that, like multi-genre games, things like that. A game like Top Secret Episode, there's nothing close to that on the Super Nintendo, for example, with like more adult themes, and you're doing action, you're sniping, stuff like that. So that's...
The entire genre is like the Lolo type games and the Tickle Cubicle type games. You don't really see any of those on the Super Nintendo. It's just kind of platformers and RPGs, and that's great, but, not a lot of surprises, I guess.
Yeah. All right. A few more questions, and we'll do a flea market menace maybe. Up front.
Oh, thanks. I know that as a collector, you probably want all the games you get to be devoid of any evidence of humans touching them.
Wait, hold on. I want my games to be devoid of humans touching them?
No evidence on them.
No evidence. I'm not one of those type of collectors that needs to have all my games pristine. I'm not one of those types.
Have do you have any good stories about like things that you found that left behind some evidence of Like, who had it?
Oh yeah. Oh, there's
Or
tons.
go along with it?
You find games all the time where it's a kid's collection. Obviously, he puts stickers on it, or she. I found girls' collections where there'll be like a sticker and it says like my name is whatever Karen or something. And then I've even seen ones that have like surgical units of hospitals, where it'll be written like in Sharpie. So these are ones that kids that out of surgery were playing Nintendo in their like hospital rooms. That's really cool. I mean, that goes to show you just how far the breadth of Nintendo was, where that was like the only video game option, like in the late 80s. That was it. There wasn't Sega Master Systems inside of hospitals. There wasn't Atari 7800s, 2600s. Everyone had Nintendos everywhere. Some people might remember going to doctor's offices that had Nintendos in them, you know.
It's actually back on Nintendo alone. Do you think with their actual idea of not embracing violence or using it in their games, is it hurt them now?
The question is, Ian, has Nintendo not embracing violence, I guess, in the past, from like the Super Nintendo era on, or even Nintendo era, has that hurt them to this point? I would say, yeah. I mean, there's a reason why a lot of people switched away from the N64 to PS1. I mean,
I think to a degree Nintendo is still looked at as a kiddie console, which is unfortunate and not true, but because of their focus on brightly colored games and stuff, I mean, that's why I like them. But I think for a lot of gamers who now actively play on a PlayStation or an Xbox system over a Nintendo system, it's because they can't play their shooty bang bang gun games. And it's because Nintendo, even though it's not like they disallow that on their systems now, they spent so many years portraying themselves as like a wholesome family company. And they still kind of do that. People go elsewhere. I feel like a lot of people don't realize that you can get things like Call of Duty or something like that on a Nintendo system. It's just associated with that brand.
yeah, so I mean, I look at it as, what if Nintendo had all the same, would it lose its sort of, I guess, draw for people if it wasn't known as the kiddie console? I mean, if you have 3 systems with all the exact same games on it, like what's your marketing draw at that point? You know, what's the difference between, we always say, what's the difference between PS4 and, you know, Xbox One? What is there, like 5 franchises you can't get on one or the other that people really care about? I mean, what's the big draw besides the interface at that point? At least with Nintendo, you know, I'm gonna get the Zeldas, the Mario Karts, the Smash Brothers. You know, those are the strongest exclusive franchises, you know, that they can put out like, what's that, Ian?
The other thing I'd say about Nintendo, especially with the Wii U right now, and what their draw is as opposed to the violence of it. You talk to a lot of people who have Wii U's, and why do they get them? Why do they enjoy them? Because they can play them with other people. Local multiplayer. And I'm not talking just boyfriends, girlfriends, fiancés, husbands, wives. You know, it's the first system in a long time where most of the multiplayer games allow you to sit down in the same room as someone and play them. I've sacked the Wii U games, and like 5 of the 7 I can play with people in the same room. I think that's something that people are really starting to miss, and are starting to enjoy about the Wii U.
Yeah, it's sort of the social aspect of gaming really coming back into it. So like, for example, for a game like Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, the first thing you think about is, I'm not gonna complete that single player mission or whatever, I'm gonna play with all my friends. And that Nintendo almost has a stranglehold on those sort of games. So, a few more questions. In the back, classes.
Why isn't Ian here?
Why aren't you here, Ian?
Because I'm currently sorting through 50 UMD movies so I can earn a living.
So, PSP UMD movies, nice.
Yeah, oh yeah.
In the back?
Good stuff.
Do you think that online gaming has destroyed like arcades and actually kids being more social now, but like in person?
Yeah, the question is, Ian, has multiplayer online games destroyed not just arcades, which consoles destroyed arcades, but does it destroy, I guess, kids being able to socialize more? I would say that's everything, the internet, people just watching TV a lot. I wouldn't just blame it on video games particularly, but no, I don't think it's healthy for a kid to come home and play 8 hours of Call of Duty every day and just cursing at other people around the world. I don't think that's healthy for development. Ian, do you think that's healthy?
No, I don't like anyone under 15. They're guilty until proven innocent. Because they're all assholes online. And yeah, it's not a good thing. It's giving them this barrier to social interaction, and they don't learn how to fucking act right at the proper age because there's no consequences. You talk like that on the square, and you got your face punched. You talk like that online, and nothing happens to you.
It's the same thing with like YouTube comments. You know, these are people that in person would never say anything bad to you. I come out to here, all you guys are great. None of you guys come up and say, "You fucking suck, Pat. Why don't you do something else?" You know what I mean? If this was like YouTube, that'd be 90% of people coming up to me saying that. You know, so that's the same sort of thing. We'll do a couple more questions, then we might do another new video. This guy's really anxious right there. This better be good.
Well, I know John Trump's already attempted it, but would you be crazy enough to try to beat Takeshi's challenge on Famicom?
Takeshi's challenge, which I do own for Famicom, which is based upon, he was a comedian in Japan, and he was a nutty comedian, so he figured I'll create the most annoying game ever. Will I try to defeat that? Probably not. I'm not crazy. I'm not like other reviewers that want to get upset about games and just go off. I try to educate and enlighten about games, you know, but I've done Action 52 though before, so I'm a glutton for punishment, but that's not on that list though, because that looks really, that's one of those games where there's so many little things that just kill you so, and the whole game's over, you know, so probably not. Let's see, you here. Do I plan on reviewing any more Genesis games? You guys want me to see me review it in the Genesis game? Yeah. That was a minority of people here. It was like 4 people. I want to do it. There's some wacky Sega CD games. I'm starting to get into the console a little bit more than I should. So I'll probably do a Sega CD game this year. I want to figure out which one it's going to be. What did you say, Night Trap? That's expensive, unless I go buy a fake one that some asshole is printing bootleg versions of, and then puts an eBay auction with my face on it that I have to get taken down. What a dick that guy was. You guys hear about that? Yeah. Guy was printing blank CDRs that had Snatcher printed out just like the original Sega CD games. So I call him on it, so he made like a Snatch CD with my face on it, with Mr. Hanky and a squid. What did I thought it was funny. I think Ian probably put him up to it. Ian's face should have been on it too. We both went off on the guy, so. What did you say, Ian? I think so. Couple more questions? Right in front here.
What's your favorite new modern game for the Wii U?
New modern game for the Wii U. Ian, you can answer that one. I just got a Wii U refurbished from Nintendo, so I haven't even hooked it up yet. Favorite Wii U game? Favorite Wii U game? Yeah.
Right now, Mario Kart 8. I haven't really touched anything else.
Oh, there you go. If that's the only game you play.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Although, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is really good. I like the new Super Mario Brothers view.
This isn't working out as much as I thought it would. Helen, you have a question?
Which character are you going to choose first for the new Smash Brothers?
Which character are we going to choose first for the new Smash Brothers? I want to use the villager, just because he looks so goofy and fun, and no one else is going to use him. You know, people are like, why is he in the game? Ian, who would you use in the new Smash Brothers coming out as your first choice? Peach? Ian has, I don't want to call it an obsession, but an unhealthy liking of Peach. Unhealthy. Thanks, Ian, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We'll go on that note. Anything to say to the nice people here?
Hugs for everyone.
Hugs for everyone. Bye, Ian. We'll see you. We're recording Tuesday, the next CU podcast on Tuesday, because I fly out Wednesday night for Con Bravo. Not to advertise other conventions here. I love you. I love them all. All right, so we're going to do a little Flea Market Madness preview right now. And then after that, we'll probably do the Play the Punk Challenge. Sound good? Actually, no. Speaking of Ian, we might skip the Flea Market Madness, because this is something that, if you listen to the last podcast, Ian had a little story for everyone. So here's a little story about Ian's friend Max that he used to know. So that's a little taste of the Completely Unnecessary podcast, which me and Ian started doing last August, and more you guys like it, so that's why we keep doing it. I'm surprised Ian does it every other week, you know, but Ian's great. All right, let's see. We can do a Flea Market Madness, which is about 10 minutes, then have 20 minutes for the Play the Punk, or do a half hour of the Play the Punk. You want to do a little Flea Market Madness? Yeah. Okay, that's half-hearted, but all right, we'll do it. This will be released probably next week. So this is, by the way, that was just released on YouTube right now. The one with Ian, if you want to rewatch his story about Max. So it's time for a little Flea Market Madness 19. There you go. A little preview. There's some render errors in there. I didn't say it was final. So you want to call Frank real quick to say hi? This is like the Pat Calls People panel. I didn't design it like this. Let's see if he's there. Aw, come on. Hey, Frank.
Patrick.
I'm here at my panel. Say hi to Frank, everyone.
Hi.
What did you say, Frank?
Hello?
How,
I said
yeah.
hi. How are you doing?
You guys doing okay? So,
Hi.
so we just showed a new Flea Market Madness with you in it, Frank.
Is there really?
Yeah, there was one. We just showed it to everyone. They liked it.
Yeah, you don't show it to me. You just, trap me or whatever you're doing.
I don't trap you. What are you talking about?
Yeah, ambush.
It's not a secret that we shoot the Flea Market Madnesses.
Right. Yeah.
All right, well, just wanted to say hi to everyone. You have any advice for everyone out there, Frank?
Now, where are you actually?
We're in a panel room inside.
No, I mean, where?
We're in Dallas.
Oh, Dallas. Okay. Well, I don't know. Have fun and, do something. Read once in a while.
What?
Play.
You tell us to go read?
What?
You tell us to go read something? Is that what you just said?
No. Get away from the screen.
Oh, get away from the screen, everyone. Go outside, everybody. Well, after SGC, we'll go outside. Thanks, Frank. Thanks for talking. All right, and we're going to do a new Ask Frank in the future, right? New Ask Frank questions.
Okay.
All right, bye.
I don't know. I didn't hear what you said.
A new Ask Frank questions we're going to do.
Oh, okay. There are going to be some, or are you going to do one right now?
Not right now. We don't have time, but they'll be in the future. Bye, Frank. All right, there you go. We're going to do the Play the Punk Challenge, right? What do you guys say? So how this works is, I'm going to pick one of you guys, at least one, and we're going to have challenges of wacky NES games for not cash and prizes, just prizes. So, all right. So if we can switch over to the NES now, thank you very much. In the back, Austin. We'll see who wants to be first at the Play the Punk Challenge. Let's see. Who didn't ask a question? So arms go down a little bit. How about you in the back, with both arms up? How about you first, sir? Come on up. You're the first contestant on the Play the Punk Challenge. Oh, we're going to find out in a second, sir. What's your name, sir?
Aaron.
Hey, Aaron. So, there's about 10 games here, and unfortunately we can't do like a split screen to see. So, I'm going to let the crowd decide. We're going to be able to do about 3 or 4 of these, hopefully. So, there's your choices. I'll give you maybe 3. You guys decide which of the 3 you want to do. We're going to have your choice of Balloon Fight, TNC Surf Contest, or versus Excite Bike. So, cheer if you want Balloon Fight. TNC Surf. Versus Excite Bike. All right, TNC Surf. Versus Excite Bike. I think it's versus Excite Bike. Here you go, sir. So versus Excite Bike was never released in the US, but it was on the Famicom disk system. And I think it's under V for versus. Yeah, there is in the bottom. So we're going to do, I guess, the first to win 2 races. Is that fair? Cool. Here we go. I think I'm going to be first player, so I'll be on the bottom here. Load that disc. All right. So we're going to do battle. We will do 3 rounds. We'll do 2 laps, I guess. We'll do that one, and we'll do 2 laps a race. All right, so I'm on the bottom. I am red, I believe. I am concentrating right now. If you can see, I'm not saying anything. All right. There's race 1. You want to do another one? Or are you done? He's going to try another one. All right. You get the shoes. All right, you choose. Choose on your control pad. What? There you go. We just did 2. Want to do 1? All right, do 2 laps. Hit right. All right, press start. There we go. What a great game. Even the crowd's silent. Either they're bored or they're just concentrating on it. I can't tell. Is this not good for the Play the Punk Challenge? You guys into this or no? All right, they are. Oh, he's right behind me. Uh-oh. Is that it? You think that's going to come back? Uh-oh. Oh, sorry there. But everyone's a winner of the Play the Punk Challenge, so to speak. You, sir, win the heralded Roger Clemens MVP Baseball. Congratulations. Yeah! Who's next in the Play the Punk Challenge? Here's your choices, folks. All right. We can have a match of pro wrestling. We can do Donkey Kong Jr. math. Or Danny Sullivan's Indie Heat. So, who wants pro wrestling match? Yeah. Donkey Kong Jr. math. Danny Sullivan's Indie Heat. I think it's time for some math skills. What's your name? Josh. All right. All right. I am so ready for this. Are you ready, sir? We're going to do the easier ones, A. Ready? I believe that says 65. Is that 65 on there? Okay. Out of my way. Okay, uh-oh, I gotta go across here. All right, there's round 1 to me. I said first to 3 or first to 2? 3. First to 3, damn it. All right. What is that? What is that? Out of the way. All right, that's 2 for me. Sir, have you gone to any math classes before? No, okay. I'm just asking. It is 74. All right, sorry, Josh. Sorry, that was a good try. You will not be going away empty-handed, though you wish you would. You'll be getting Othello, the classic board game. It takes a minute to learn, but a lifetime to actually care about. I think that's the saying. Here you go. Thank you, Josh. All right, who's next for the Play the Punk Challenge? Your choices, crowd. Ice hockey, tennis, or the Abobo Deathmatch Challenge? Who wants tennis? No one. Who wants ice hockey? Who wants the Abobo Deathmatch Challenge? Now, I don't want to put pressure on myself or you, but I am undefeated in the Abobo Deathmatch Challenge. What's your name, sir? JT. Step right up. Are you ready, sir? I think. Begin! Almost. We're waiting. Uh-oh. This guy's got skill.
Get him down, that's all you have to do. Kick him down. Kick him down, keep on kicking him down.
Uh-oh, I'm on the ropes right here. Uh-oh. Oh no! I am faltering here. Oh, no, I can't do double hits. That doesn't help me at all. Oh no! What the hell is this? Oh no! Oh no! 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 This is not how this is supposed to happen. You win Path the NES Punk Volume 3 on DVD, sir. Thank you very much. We have time for one more? We're going to do one more. We're going to do pro wrestling match, hopefully real quick, and we're going to pick Helen. Are you a wrestling fan, Helen? Yeah. Oh, you are? Okay. Okay. It's a law in Canada to be a wrestling fan? Is that what you just said? Yeah, sitting down works. Oh, look, what is this? Overconfidence with the Play the Punk Challenge. Ian will be rooting for you.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Go with good old Starman. Oh, who are you going to pick? Giant Panther? Amazon, ready? This isn't the challenge, Helen. This is the precursor to the challenge. Ready? Okay. My A button didn't work. It's my A button. I might have to blame my controller on the Abobo loss. Oh, that's an illegal move! That's an illegal move, ref! Yeah, this isn't gonna work. Brainbuster! You want me to calm that into that humiliating defeat? Oh. Get her! Oh, yeah! Oh, no, again! I'm trying to be too fancy. You put up a good fight. But I would not lose twice in a row. All right, Hal, let's see what we have for you.
He's laughing, why?
You're gonna get 2 games, Helen, because you're the last contestant here to play my challenge. Bases Loaded 3 with Ryan Sandberg, and another Othello! All right, guys, that's all the time we have? I think that's all the time we have for the Play the Punk Challenge and my panel. I want to thank everyone coming out here, and feel free to, I'll be at the autograph booth right after this, so feel free to say hi, and enjoy the rest of your SGC. Hope you had a good time.